I think I said that, but what I meant was that that it would be better, if you weren't going to end up with 18 months, it would be better, instead of saying we think this might be 18 months, I mean 18 is fine, but it's better to guess short and extend. So what I was saying is it would be better to go out to start with 12 and then add 6 months. And then you'd have to defend the 12 and the 18 months, because 12 and then 6. That would be better than if you did 18 months to begin with. 18 months is a bad example, but when it was like a year and a year, it would be better to go a year and extend a year than to go 2 years to begin with. Because it's harder to make the argument that you need 2 years from the start.
My other question too, we decided to go with a moratorium and stuff, and the DEC starts issuing permits. Does that make your moratorium void then at that point?
No. As long as you have your protective law in place when they start issuing permits, in other words, you've got your moratorium. If they start issuing permits the day after your moratorium, you're good, you're fine.
For 6 months or 18
Well, until whatever your moratorium is.
Now, when that runs out.
Within that moratorium, you've got to do something. Like you can't just like, say, okay, let's see what happens. You have to actually either, do studies, or you appoint a committee to look at studies, or maybe you know what you want to do. You're going to put, maybe you'll say, you know what, we want to put a more permanent line right now. We can always pull the plug on it. But as long as whatever you're doing, you've done within the moratorium period, and there's no gap between when the moratorium expires and when the permits issue, you're good. So if you either extend your moratorium for a reasonable duration for a good purpose, you can't just sit and not do anything. Or if within your moratorium period, you enact some other kind of more permanent law. I hate that term because all laws can be repealed. You're good. What you don't want to happen, if this is something you're concerned about, you don't want there to be a gap or a period of time between when the moratorium expires and when you either extend it or pass some other law, and in that interim, the DEC starts issuing permits.